Welcome back to a countdown that doesn't just reveal rankings. It reveals the hidden layers of love within the world's biggest boy group, BTS. Tonight, we're diving into something fans have whispered about for years, something that feels both familiar and forbidden: how each member of BTS behaves when they're in love. But not in the cliché, fairy tale way. No. We're going deeper into their personalities, their emotional DNA, and the subtle, real-life behaviors that show how they treat someone they truly care about. Because behind the cameras, behind the performances, behind their global superstar image, each member has their own rhythm of love. Some love loudly, some love quietly, some love with their whole heart, and some don't show it until the very last moment. But here's the twist. The person you expect to be the most romantic might not even be close, and the one fans never suspect? Well, let's just say number one will make you rethink everything you thought you knew. So let me ask you this. Have you ever wondered who among them would plan a quiet midnight date instead of a fancy dinner? Who would write long messages at 3 a.m. without telling anyone? Who hides their affection behind sarcasm? Who acts tough but melts at the smallest gesture? And who, out of all seven, loves with a depth so surprising that it completely flips the fan-made stereotypes upside down? Tonight, we'll uncover the emotional blueprints of each member through real-life habits, known personality traits, interviews, and the subtle hints they've dropped for over a decade. Maybe you've seen glimpses of it in Run BTS episodes, or in the way they look at staff members with care, or how they talk about relationships in old interviews, or even how they treat each other. Maybe love has been there all along, hidden in plain sight. And now we're putting all those pieces together. This isn't just a ranking. This is a journey into the private, soft, intimate sides of BTS that fans rarely get to see. A journey filled with warmth, humor, contradictions, vulnerability, and yes, unexpected revelations. So buckle in, because every number you hear will challenge your assumptions, make you smile, and maybe even hit a tender spot in your heart. Are you ready to find out who loves like a poet, who loves like a warrior, who loves like a quiet storm, and who loves with a devotion that could rewrite every definition of romance you know? Then let's begin. But remember, no matter who ends up at the top, every member has a unique love style that makes them unforgettable. This is the top 7 BTS members in love. Who is the most romantic? And why does number 1 shock fans every single time? Number 7, Taehyung, the quiet dreamer in love. When we talk about Taehyung, the first thing that often comes to mind is his ethereal charm, his soulful voice, and the way he moves through the world like someone who knows the meaning of beauty in places most people never look. But when it comes to love, real love, the kind that digs deep and reshapes someone from the inside, Taehyung stands in a place far more mysterious and complex than fans usually imagine. His romantic style isn't loud or showy. It's subtle, internal, and woven into the quiet corners of his personality. The kinds of corners he rarely reveals unless he feels truly safe with someone. Taehyung has always been known for his innocence and his deeply emotional worldview. Whether he's talking about classical art, jazz clubs, or the scent of winter air, he has this unique way of turning everyday details into something poetic. And that poetic nature translates directly into how he loves. He's the type to notice tiny details, like the way someone yawns when they're tired, or the way their voice softens when they talk about something they care about. Taehyung is not the kind of romantic who overwhelms someone with grand gestures. Instead, he expresses love in fleeting, intimate signals that only the other person would understand. In many ways, he loves like an artist, slow, intentional, sensitive, and deeply present. But that doesn't mean he's always easy to read. One of Taehyung's biggest emotional contradictions is that he can be incredibly warm and affectionate one moment, yet suddenly retreat into silence the next. We've seen glimpses of that throughout the years, in Run BTS episodes, behind-the-scenes clips, or even his own Weverse posts. He's someone who feels deeply, but he often processes those feelings internally before sharing them. That means the person who loves him needs patience and the ability to understand that his silence doesn't mean disinterest. In fact, silence might be his way of protecting his feelings or yours. Fans often misinterpret Taehyung as someone who would be effortlessly romantic just because he looks like the lead in a K-drama, but the truth is far more emotional and bittersweet. He loves with sincerity, but he also guards his heart fiercely. He values loyalty more than anything, and once he trusts someone, he trusts them with a depth that can be overwhelming. His childhood, his close relationship with his family, and the hardships he experienced growing up have shaped him into someone who cherishes stability and consistency in a relationship. He's not tempted by superficial affection. He doesn't fall easily, but when he does, he falls with a kind of devotion that feels cinematic, almost old-fashioned, like something out of a sepia-toned memory. Another fascinating thing about Taehyung is how he expresses love through creating space for the other person. He's the type to listen more than he speaks, to let you ramble about your day, your dreams, your insecurities, and your fears, while he just nods softly, absorbing everything. He's not just listening, he's storing every detail in the back of his mind, so he can make you feel seen later in ways you never expect. Imagine him remembering your favorite late-night snack, the exact tone of your laugh, or the one song that comforts you when you're stressed. This is how Taehyung shows love, not through declarations, but through thoughtful echoes of everything he knows about you. And yet, at the same time, Taehyung has a playful, childlike side that emerges only when he feels comfortable with someone. You've seen flashes of this with the members, his foxy smile, his random jokes, his way of teasing others with affection instead of words. In love, that playfulness becomes a language of its own. He might poke your cheek instead of saying he misses you. He might take unflattering pictures of you just to laugh together later. He might drag you out to see a view he finds beautiful, without saying a word, because he wants to share the moment with you in a way that's more meaningful than language. But perhaps the most touching thing about Taehyung's romantic side is his longing for a simple, peaceful life. Despite the fame, the flash, the noise surrounding BTS, Taehyung has always dreamed of love that feels like quiet mornings, warm sweaters, soft music, and someone who understands him without the need for explanation. He has said countless times that he values sincerity, calmness, and reliability. Love, to him, isn't chaos, it's comfort. It's home. And that's why Taehyung lands at number 7 on this list. Not because he isn't romantic, but because his romance is delicate, minimalistic, and hidden beneath layers of introspection. He loves beautifully, but quietly. He's the kind of romantic who blooms slowly, revealing his petals one by one only to someone who earns his trust with patience, kindness, and emotional warmth. In the world of BTS romance styles, Taehyung is the gentle storm, the soft heartbeat behind closed doors, the silent dreamer who loves deeply but quietly, offering affection like a private melody only one person gets to hear. If this is number 7, you can already feel how intense the rest of the ranking will be. Number 6, Jimin, the intense lover behind the soft smile. Jimin may be known as the angelic vocalist with the soft eyes and the warm smile, but anyone who has observed him closely over the years knows that beneath that gentle exterior lies one of the most emotionally intense hearts in BTS. When it comes to love, real, vulnerable, all-consuming love, Jimin doesn't hold back halfway. He loves with intention, with fire, with a sincerity that can feel overwhelming in the most beautiful way. But that intensity is exactly what makes him land at number 6. Not because he lacks romance, but because his love style is so powerful, so emotionally charged, that it can catch people off guard. Jimin has always been someone who puts his whole soul into the people he cares about. Whether it's cooking for the members at 3 a.m., staying up to comfort someone who's stressed, or quietly initiating hugs when no one else notices, Jimin expresses love naturally, almost instinctively. He reads the room better than anyone. He senses when someone is hurting. He knows when someone is pretending to be okay. That emotional intuition is one of his strongest traits, and it becomes even sharper when he's in love. With him, love isn't passive. It's active, responsive, and deeply empathetic. However, what makes Jimin so fascinating in love is the contrast between his affectionate nature and his personal insecurities. Fans have seen glimpses of it through interviews, behind-the-scenes clips, and his own songs like Promise and Like Crazy. Jimin is someone who loves others easily, but he doesn't always extend that same gentleness to himself. This internal conflict means that when he loves someone, he tries even harder, sometimes too hard, to give them everything he feels they deserve. He becomes attentive, thoughtful, protective, and incredibly warm, but also quietly anxious, wondering if he's enough. That vulnerability is part of what makes his romantic style so deeply human and relatable. Another defining trait of Jimin's love style is how physical he is. Not in a flashy or exaggerated way, but in the small, intimate gestures that feel like quiet confessions. A hand on the shoulder, a lingering hug, a gentle brush of the hair, sitting close enough that your knees touch without him acknowledging it. Jimin communicates affection through touch more than words, and with someone he loves, this nurturing instinct becomes even stronger. It's how he says, "I'm here," "I care," or "I missed you," without having to say anything at all. Yet, what truly sets Jimin apart is his desire for emotional depth. He's not interested in superficial relationships or temporary connections. He wants something real, something grounded, something that allows him to be both strong and vulnerable. He wants someone who sees the real him, not just the performer, not just the idol, not just the ethereal beauty the world admires, but the man behind the stage lights. The one who worries, who overthinks, who loves too much, who gives too deeply. And once he finds someone who understands that side of him, he becomes fiercely devoted. Jimin is also incredibly romantic in the classic, movie-like sense. He's the type to plan heartfelt surprises, handwritten notes, or late-night walks just to talk about life. He values shared moments over expensive gifts. He cares more about emotional closeness than grand gestures. And when he looks at someone he loves, his entire expression softens in a way that no camera can fully capture. But the reason he sits at number 6 is this. Jimin's love, while beautiful, requires emotional balance. His intensity can be overwhelming, both for himself and for the other person. He feels everything so deeply that he sometimes forgets to protect his own heart. His love is warm, glowing, and deeply affectionate, but it needs someone who can match that emotional intensity without letting it burn them both out. In the grand picture of BTS's romantic personalities, Jimin is the emotional flame, the lover who burns bright, who loves hard, who gives everything, and who asks for sincerity in return. He's not the quietest lover, nor the loudest, but he is one of the most heartfelt. His love is like a warm sunrise after a long night, comforting, hopeful, breathtaking, and unforgettable. If Jimin is only number 6, you can tell the emotional stakes are rising. Number 5, Jungkook, the devoted partner who loves with his whole soul. Jungkook may be the youngest member, the golden magne, and the all-rounder who seems to excel at everything he touches. But when it comes to love, he transforms into someone even more intense, more loyal, and more emotionally transparent than fans realize. At number 5, Jungkook stands right in the middle of the ranking for one very specific reason. He loves with a mixture of innocence and depth, devotion and uncertainty, boldness and vulnerability. And that blend, so powerful yet unpolished, creates a romantic style that's as addictive as it is unforgettable. Jungkook has always been someone who gives his all to the things he cares about. You can see it in his perfectionism, the way he trains until midnight, the way he obsessed over improving everything from vocals to boxing to producing. That same all-in energy translates directly into how he loves. When he falls for someone, he doesn't do it halfway. He commits, he invests, he shows up, he pays attention. Jungkook is the kind of partner who will remember the exact way you like your ramen, the details of the story you told 3 weeks ago, the song you said reminded you of your childhood. His mind naturally collects details because caring feels instinctive to him. But behind that devotion lies a layer of insecurity he doesn't show easily. Despite being adored by millions, Jungkook has always shown hints of self-doubt, especially when it comes to emotional matters. In old interviews, he often said he wasn't confident in relationships yet. Not because he can't love, but because he wants to be perfect at it. And perfection, especially in love, is impossible. That fear of not being enough creates a soft vulnerability in him. When Jungkook falls in love, he tries so hard to be the best version of himself that he sometimes forgets he doesn't need to be flawless to be loved. And that vulnerability is one of the deepest, most beautiful parts of his romantic identity. One fascinating thing about Jungkook is how his love language changes depending on how comfortable he is. At first, he may be shy, awkward, or even overly polite, just like how he used to behave around the older members when he first joined BTS as a teenager. But once the wall breaks down, everything changes. He becomes playful, teasing, bold, physically affectionate, and incredibly loyal. His personality blooms like a firework, bright, expressive, impossible to ignore. We've seen glimpses of that with the members he's closest to. The way he clings to Jimin during emotional moments, the way he lightly teases Jean whenever he wants attention, the way he hugs the members without warning. In love, this affectionate, clingy, I want to be close to you all the time side becomes even stronger. He's the type to suddenly rest his head on your shoulder while you're watching a movie, to hold your hand under the table, to show tiny flashes of intimacy he doesn't show the world. Those small gestures aren't just habits, they're confessions. And yet, Jungkook is still incredibly private about his deeper emotions. Even after debuting at 15 and growing up in front of cameras, Jungkook doesn't like being vulnerable where the world can see it. His openness is reserved for the person he trusts most. When he loves someone, he lets them into a space no one else enters. His fears, his doubts, his dreams, his late-night thoughts, his silence, his softness. And that is what makes his romantic side so powerful, because he offers a version of himself that the world never gets, a version that only one person is allowed to see. Jungkook is also surprisingly old school when it comes to romance. Fans may think he's spontaneous or chaotic because of his energetic personality, but the truth is, he values loyalty, stability, and long-term commitment. He's not interested in shallow flings. He wants something real, something secure, something that makes him feel grounded in a world that constantly changes around him. He admires strong, steady relationships. He seeks comfort, understanding, and emotional safety. That's why he values consistency so much, because loving him means embracing both his fire and his softness, his passion and his insecurities. And when he finally finds someone who understands that, he becomes one of the most devoted partners imaginable. The reason Jungkook lands at number 5 is simple. His romantic side is raw, passionate, and beautifully intense, but still growing. He's learning, evolving, maturing, transforming his youthful devotion into something deeper and steadier. He loves fiercely, but he's still discovering what love means for him. He's not the polished romantic yet, but he's the one who will love you with everything he has. In the world of BTS romance, Jungkook is the rising flame, the lover who gives his heart fully, who grows with you, who fights for you, who adores you with a sincerity that feels pure and cinematic. And if number 5 is already this emotionally powerful, you can already guess how intense number 4 will be. Number 4, Jhope, the sunshine romantic who loves with overflowing warmth. When it comes to Jhope, most people immediately think of brightness, positivity, and that signature sunshine energy he brings into every room he walks into. But what many don't realize is that behind that cheerful exterior lies one of the most deeply affectionate, emotionally stable, and passionately devoted lovers in BTS. His romantic style isn't about flowers or fancy dates. It's about emotional safety, gentle encouragement, and the kind of warmth that makes someone feel like they've finally found a home. At number 4, Jhope stands tall because he loves with a balance that's incredibly rare. He's steady but spontaneous, playful but sincere, affectionate but respectful, and incredibly attentive without ever overwhelming the other person. His romance is like a soft sunrise, slowly growing brighter until you realize your whole world is filled with warmth. As someone who naturally takes care of others, Jhope's love language is rooted in consistency. He's the type who remembers to check in, who asks if you've eaten, who cheers you on when you're losing confidence, and who quietly observes when you're not being yourself. His sensitivity to the emotional atmosphere of those around him makes him a comforting presence, and with someone he loves, that sensitivity sharpens into something even more tender. He becomes the partner who notices when your smile doesn't reach your eyes, the one who senses when you're overthinking, the one who sits next to you without saying anything until you finally decide to open up. This emotional intelligence is what makes Jhope feel like such a safe place in love. Fans have seen glimpses of this countless times, how he encourages other members backstage, how he hugs them when they're nervous, how he laughs the loudest at their jokes to boost their confidence, and how he quietly comforts them when they're stressed. Imagine that energy in a relationship, patient, nurturing, uplifting. But Jhope isn't just warm, he's incredibly loyal. Once he commits to someone, he commits wholeheartedly. His background tells us everything we need to know about his devotion. Before debut, he struggled, trained endlessly, and pushed himself to become better. That discipline didn't come from pressure. It came from passion and loyalty to his dreams. And in love, that same devotion shines even brighter. He wants to build something long-term, something stable, something that feels like teamwork instead of just romance. Another interesting part of Jhope's romantic style is his playful side. Most people underestimate how much he enjoys being mischievous and teasing the people he loves. In Run BTS or behind-the-scenes clips, he's often caught laughing at the most random things, making jokes at the perfect moment, or being dramatic just to lighten the mood. In love, this humor becomes a secret language, an intimate bond built through laughter, inside jokes, and spontaneous silliness. He's the partner who will randomly dance to make you laugh, who will pretend to be offended just to see a reaction, who will tickle your sides or pull silly faces until you finally crack a smile. Yet beneath this playful exterior lies something deeper, Jhope's desire for emotional understanding. Unlike some members who struggle to open up, Jhope is surprisingly expressive about his own fears and weaknesses. He's honest about when he feels anxious or insecure. He doesn't hide behind emotional walls, and that vulnerability makes him one of the most authentic romantics in the group. He wants a relationship where both people can be messy, flawed, human, and still loved. And then there's his passion. Many fans see Jhope as cheerful and bright, but forget that he has an intense, fiery side. Watch him perform Outro, Ego, Hope World, or any dance break he choreographed. You'll see the fierce determination burning behind his eyes. That fire also appears in love. He's passionate, energetic, fully present. When he loves someone, he shows it not just through words or gestures, but through his entire existence. He becomes more attuned, more engaged, more expressive. He wants to share his world with the person he loves, and more importantly, he wants to be part of theirs. And that is what makes him land at number 4. Jhope's romantic style is powerful, but not overwhelming. Emotional, but not chaotic. Warm, but not naive. He is the balance between passion and tenderness, excitement and comfort, laughter and sincerity. His love is the kind that makes a bad day feel okay again. The kind that brings stability without suffocation. The kind that reminds you that you're not alone. In the hierarchy of BTS romance, Jhope is the sun, bright enough to warm your heart, gentle enough to never burn it, steady enough to guide you through even the darkest days. And if number 4 already feels this beautiful Versailles love, number 3 is about to take things to an entirely different emotional level. Number 3, Jin, the classic romantic with a heart that loves like a movie. When we step into the world of Jin's romantic side, we're not just talking about sweet gestures or charming compliments. We're talking about a full cinematic experience. Jin isn't the type to love halfway. He's not someone who expresses affection in vague hints or quiet glances. No, Jin's love is bold, heartfelt, and beautifully traditional, like the main character of an old romance film who believes in destiny, loyalty, and the power of showing up for the person he loves. At number 3, Jin stands as one of the most surprisingly intense lovers in BTS, not because he flaunts his emotions, but because his romantic heart has depth, maturity, and sincerity that many people overlook beneath his comedic, confident exterior. Anyone who truly understands Jin knows this. His humor is the outer shell, not the core. Beneath the dad jokes and playful teasing lies someone who feels deeply and cares even more. His romantic side is rooted in responsibility, warmth, and devotion. Qualities shaped by his past, his family, and the years he spent growing from a shy trainee into someone strong enough to carry others. One of Jin's most defining traits in love is his protective nature. We see this in how he treats the younger members, how he cooks for them, nags them to eat, defends them when they're stressed, and shields them from unnecessary pressure. In a relationship, this protective instinct becomes even more intense. He wants to make sure you're safe, comfortable, appreciated, and supported. He's the type who walks on the outside of the sidewalk, who texts to make sure you got home safely, who scans the room to ensure you're okay even if you say you are. But there's something deeper. Jin protects because he believes love is a responsibility, not a game. He takes relationships seriously. He believes in commitment. And he never gives less than his whole heart once he chooses someone. Another fascinating aspect of Jin's romantic personality is how traditional he is. In his fantasy of love, there's home-cooked meals, laughter in the kitchen, shared routines, and moments of tenderness woven into everyday life. He doesn't need luxury dates or dramatic gestures. What he values is consistency, the comfort of routine, the sweetness of predictability, the joy of simply being together without needing anything extra to make it special. Yet, Jin is also incredibly sentimental. He remembers small details, holds onto memories, and cherishes traditions. Imagine him clinging to a handwritten note you gave him, rereading it whenever he misses you. Imagine him saving pictures, receipts from cafe dates, little reminders of shared experiences that he hides in drawers and keeps for years. Even though he doesn't show it publicly, Jin is someone who gets attached deeply and loves nostalgically. But what makes Jin so captivating in love is the contrast between his confidence and his vulnerability. To the world, Jin is charismatic, handsome, humorous, and composed. But in private, he has insecurities, especially about whether he can give enough, be enough, or protect the relationship from the chaos of his career. He overthinks, just like anyone else. He wonders if he's doing things right. He tries harder than he admits. His heart isn't made of stone. It's made of soft, emotional layers that he only shares with the person he truly trusts. And once he trusts someone, Jin becomes one of the most affectionate partners imaginable. His love language is touch, warm hugs, reassuring pats, holding hands longer than necessary, leaning on your shoulder, or letting you lean on his. And his second love language? Food. Jin expresses love by feeding people, by cooking, by making sure you're healthy and full. If he loves you, he'll learn your favorite dishes, modify recipes to match your tastes, and quietly leave snacks for you without saying a word. But the biggest reason Jin lands at number 3 is this. He's one of the most emotionally honest romantics in BTS. When he loves, he says it, shows it, lives it. He won't disappear behind mixed signals. He won't hide behind emotional games. He won't pretend he doesn't care. Jin's love is straightforward, transparent, and unwavering, like a stable flame that doesn't flicker even when the wind blows. He's the partner who makes you laugh after you cry, the one who holds your hand during your worst days, the one who promises he'll stay and actually means it. In the grand landscape of BTS romance, Jin is the classic heartthrob, the man who loves with warmth, maturity, devotion, and just the right amount of sweetness to make every day feel special. And if Jin sits at number 3, you already know number 2 is about to be even more emotionally overwhelming. Number 2, Suga, the quiet devotion that hits deeper than any love song. Suga, may not be the loudest, the flashiest, or the most physically expressive member when it comes to affection, but make no mistake. When this man loves, he loves with a depth that can shake someone to their core. He is the slow-burning flame, the quiet storm, the steady heartbeat in the background that keeps everything together even when no one notices. And that is exactly why he lands at number 2, because Yoongi's romantic style isn't about theatrics or big gestures. It's about the emotional gravity he carries, the devotion he offers, and the way he proves love through presence, understanding, and unwavering loyalty. Yoongi has always been a man of few words. He's introverted, observant, deeply introspective, and extraordinarily private. To many people, he might appear cold or distant at first glance. But anyone who has paid attention knows he expresses affection in subtle, profound, breathtakingly intimate ways. His small gestures, fixing someone's collar quietly, remembering their favorite drink without asking, listening without interrupting, offering advice without judgment, are more meaningful than 100 loud declarations. In love, Yoongi becomes even more attentive. He listens, truly listens. When you speak, he absorbs every word like it matters. When you're hurting, he senses it even when you try to hide it. When you achieve something, he feels proud in silence, smiling softly as if your success is his own. He may not shower you with compliments every day, but the moment he says something meaningful, you feel it in your bones. Because Yoongi's words are rare, and what is rare becomes precious. But the heart of Yoongi's romantic identity lies in his emotional honesty. He doesn't sugarcoat feelings. He doesn't pretend everything is fine. He expresses things rawly, simply, and with disarming sincerity. His music is proof, whether it's Seesaw, People, Interlude, Shadow, or his entire August D discography. Love, pain, confusion, identity, loneliness. He puts pieces of himself into every lyric. Imagine being the person he writes for. Imagine hearing your feelings reflected in the melodies he composes quietly at 3 a.m. That's Yoongi in love. He doesn't need to say everything directly. He speaks through actions, art, and presence. And one of the most beautiful things about Yoongi is his stability. He's not a whirlwind of highs and lows. He's the calm during chaos. He's the grounded partner who keeps you steady when life becomes overwhelming. He doesn't dramatize problems. He doesn't panic. He thinks, he comforts, he acts rationally, even when his heart is involved. This emotional steadiness makes him incredibly dependable as a partner. He's the type who shows up when he says he will, who remembers promises, who stands by you even when you're not at your best. Yet, Yoongi isn't just calm. He's secretly one of the most affectionate members, especially when he's comfortable. Fans have seen so many glimpses. How he pats members' heads, pulls them closer during emotional moments, hugs them tightly when words aren't enough. In a relationship, he becomes soft in ways the world rarely sees. The head resting on your lap as he works, the quiet back hug while you cook, the small smile he gives when he catches you looking at him, the way he lets his guard down, just for you, in moments so gentle you'd think time itself paused to witness them. That softness is sacred, and he does not share it easily. Love for Yoongi is trust, and trust for him is earned slowly. But once it's there, it's unbreakable. He becomes fiercely loyal. The kind of loyal that doesn't waver even when things get difficult. The kind of loyal that cherishes you even when you're imperfect. The kind of loyal that makes you feel seen without needing to perform or pretend. But what truly elevates Yoongi to number 2 is his depth. Depth of emotion, depth of thought, depth of commitment. He's not the type to date casually. He wants something genuine, grounded, meaningful. He wants a partner who understands silence, who values emotional maturity, who grows with him instead of dragging him into chaos. And once he chooses someone, he chooses them wholeheartly. His love is not flashy, but it is profound. Not loud, but unforgettable. Not impulsive, but steady. So steady it becomes the backbone of everything he does. Yoongi's romantic style is like a hidden treasure, quiet, rare, refined, and more valuable than anything glittery or loud. And that is why he sits so high on this list. Because loving Yoongi feels like being trusted with something fragile yet powerful. It feels like becoming part of a safe world. It feels like being the one person he allows to see him completely. But if Yoongi, this deep, mature, emotionally captivating man, is at number 2, then what kind of overwhelming romantic force could possibly take the number 1 spot? Number 1, RM, the quiet leader with a loud heart. When we finally arrive at the top of this unforgettable ranking, we enter the world of someone who rarely shows off but always feels deeply. RM, the leader of BTS, the thinker, the poet, the quiet force behind the group's emotional backbone. Fans have always known that Namjoon is smart, philosophical, and endlessly thoughtful, but few realize just how intensely romantic he is behind the scenes. And no, it's not the cheesy, predictable kind of romance. RM carries a kind of love that feels grown, grounded, and overwhelmingly sincere, the type that comes from scars, healing, real-life lessons, and a soul that has lived 1,000 emotional lifetimes. His love story begins long before fame, long before the lights blinded his path, in the small corners of his childhood where he found comfort in books, art, and nature. These things taught him to feel, to observe, to reflect, skills that would one day shape him into the most introspective romantic in the group. What makes RM stand out as the ultimate romantic among BTS members isn't just how he treats a partner, but how he understands them. While others may express affection through gifts, gestures, playful teasing, or sweet surprises, RM's love is layered, complex, profound. He listens, remembers, and responds in ways that show he doesn't just love, he studies love. He analyzes it like poetry, like a philosophical question that deserves infinite thought. Fans still talk about how RM often shares fragments of his worldview through lyrics, interviews, and even museum visits. There's a particular kind of intimacy in the way he describes human relationships. Gentle but raw, calm yet intense, and always tinged with that trademark Namjoon honesty that makes people feel something real. When RM loves, he loves quietly, but the weight of his silence is louder than any grand gesture. In relationships, he has admitted to being patient, reflective, sometimes even overly understanding, which is both a strength and a weakness. He gives space. He respects individuality. He believes two people should grow together, not fuse into one. That philosophy makes him incredibly attractive to fans who dream of a partner that doesn't just adore them, but also understands their deepest layers. And then there's the vulnerability, the part of RM most people don't dare to talk about. Behind his intelligence lies a sensitive heart that has been hurt, rebuilt, and reshaped many times. He's the kind of romantic who will stay up late thinking about something small his partner said earlier in the day, replaying it like a line from a novel. He'll overthink, of course, because that's Namjoon. But that overthinking turns into tiny acts of love, a handwritten note, playlist, a sudden thoughtful gift that shows he's been paying attention all along. Fans also recall how often RM expresses love for the world itself. The wind, the sky, old buildings, sculptures, abandoned benches, quiet parks, soft sunlight. It's almost impossible to imagine someone who appreciates life this deeply not bringing that same depth into his love life. And that's exactly why he sits here at number 1. Because RM doesn't do romance halfway. He doesn't perform it. He doesn't exaggerate it. He lives it. He breathes it. He understands that love is fragile, fleeting, sometimes painful, but still something worth choosing every single day. RM is the kind of romantic who will walk beside his partner at dawn, talking about dreams, fears, and futures. The kind who will sit in silence, but make that silence feel comforting. The kind who will remember the smallest details, like how they take their tea, or what song makes them emotional. The kind who sees love not as an escape, but as a chance to grow, to transform, to become better. That's why fans never expected him to top this list, because he never flaunts it. He never tries. He simply is. A quiet leader with a loud heart. A man whose romance is woven into the way he thinks, writes, breathes, and exists. And in the world of BTS, that makes him the most powerful lover of all.